Hi, welcome to another project vlog. I am sorry about the lighting, it's night time, but I really wanted to do the gauge swatch for this project tonight. And I just started caking up my yarns and thought that I should probably record the introduction before I cake them all up. I'm going to be making the Rumble Raglan by Lydia Morrow. I think this pattern was initially released in 2021, but it's recently received an update to address some issues with the initial pattern, and I have seen it appear a lot recently on my feed, and also my sister has been knitting it and recommended it to me. So when we were both at East Anglia Yarn Festival, I was on the lookout for some colours that I could use for it. So I chose 3 colours that are quite unusual for me. This beautiful hot pink and these 2 shades, all by Cool Woolings. The pink is called That Pink, and this acid green shade doesn't actually have a name on the label, so I'll see if I can find that on the website. And then this variegated white with acid green, some hints of blue and some darker greens running through. This shade is Electric Meadow. So these are all 4-ply, and I'm going to use them to knit the Rumble Raglan. The pink is going to be used for the neckline. I'm kind of a bit nervous because I usually avoid pink because I have very pink cheeks, so I sometimes think it clashes, but I think it's going to look really cool with these shades of green. So I'm just going to cake up those yarns and knit a gauge swatch tonight, and then I'm hoping that that will be dry and ready by Sunday. It's Friday night tonight, so that I can start knitting it on Sunday, because I want to finish the project that I'm currently working on first before I start it, so that should give me enough time. So I will show you all the yarns together when I've caked them all up. Okay, so that's all of them wound up. That was actually a nightmare to do. I don't know what was going on with my winder. But yeah, I really like the look of them all together. I think it's going to provide like a really nice level of contrast. So I'm going to do my gauge swatch now. I will show these properly in daylight as well, because they're actually not showing up that unrealistically right now, but I would like to show them in proper daytime lighting. So I made my gauge swatch on Friday night. This is how it has knit up. So I'm just going to show you in better lighting. So yeah, these are the colours together. I don't know if I'm obsessed with it. I can't decide. I thought I would knit them up and be like, oh my god, yes. But something about the contrast of the pink and the white, I'm just not loving. I think I just need to commit and start knitting. I got overwhelmed with decision making and just decided to cast on. So I'm on the neckline at the moment. I think I've got 5 rows left of rib or something like that. I am liking the way the pink looks so far, but I'm still not sure what to do about the other colours. But I thought I would just cast on and get started. Guys, I'm so torn on what to do with this colour work, because I don't know whether I should use purple instead of the variegated white, like those 3 together, or is that too much? I could do 4 colours, but if I do 4 colours I have to sit down and work out where those are going to go, because there's an alternative chart written in the pattern for 3 colours but not 4, so I'd need to sit and think about how I'm going to incorporate them. But I think maybe the purple might help tone down the contrast between the others. Why am I having such a hard decision with this? Right, change of plan. I have caked up the purple to use instead of the white. I think I just couldn't accept that this wasn't working, because this was like the first colour I saw that inspired me to make the Rumble Raglan, but I just don't like the way this Colorwork swatch looks. It's just throwing me off. I think the pink and the white, it just looks too high contrast it's giving like candy striper, I don't know. Something about it is just not right to me. But I really wanted to use the pink and the neon green. So I've just come to the realisation that I think the purple instead of the white will look really good. I feel like it's going to give Barbie vibes. I feel like these three colours are very Barbie. So yeah, I wasn't sure, but I did a little mock-up, which doesn't look great, but I did a mock-up on my iPad and I really like the way the colours are looking together. I tried some with like white stripes, but just wasn't feeling it. So I've caked up the purple. I've just finished the neckline ribbing, so I'm going to introduce the purple as the next colour, and it won't be too long before I get to see all three of them together, and I think that will make me sure. And then I will update with the results when I've made some progress. Goodbye, white. So it's about 11 p.m. on Sunday night now, and I've just finished all of the German short row shaping for the neckline, and I think the colours look really cute together so far. I'll be introducing the green soon, so then I'll be able to really tell, but I think I'm going to stop for the evening. Maybe I'll do a little bit more of this when I get into bed, but probably not, as I'm going to have to join a new colour, and that just seems like something to do tomorrow. So it's now Monday afternoon. I've just been working from home today, and I've been working on email inquiries for the last few hours. It's kind of fried my brain, so I'm going to have a little break, catch up on the latest episode of Maths and do some more of this. But I just need to stop and think for a second and maybe have a look back at the sample pictures, because I've now completed all the German short rows for the neckline shaping, and I've been counting the rows of my colour chart as I go, and I'm at a point now where I should be changing colour. But if I do, that means I've basically done no stripes at the front yet. So this will be the front neckline, and as you can see, there's stripes to the side, but none on the front at all. So I need to double check if the sample photos, if it looks like that on the sample photo where they use three colours, because that would mean changing out the pink now. So I just want to double check that's right. It's been an easy knit so far. Initially I thought, oh, this would be a really good first Colorwork project for someone, because it is literally just 2 stitches of each colour, and you only ever work 2 colours at a time, so it's really easy to trap all your floats. Like, look, the floats are really short, apart from some places over the Raglan, but even they're only like 6 stitches long. But I would say it's only a good first Colorwork project if you are confident with German short rows and reading lots of instructions, because you obviously need to keep track of how many rows of the colour chart you're doing whilst you're doing your German short rows. But I think if you were a confident knitter and you just hadn't done colourwork before, I think this would be a good first colourwork project. But I think if you're a new knitter, I would not recommend this just yet, because I think you need to get comfortable with German short rows and sort of keeping track of those, because you'll also be having to keep track of your colour chart while you go. But yeah, so far quite an easy knit. There's a lot of instructions on the pattern, which feels very overwhelming when you first look at it, because I like less instructions in my pattern. I just want the bare minimum. But that's because there's a lot of different shaping options, and there's different instructions for lots of the sizes. So it's not actually as overwhelming as it initially looks. But I would say that if it does feel overwhelming, you could always just pull out the instructions for your size, like read through the whole thing, take out what you need and put it in a separate document, because it is a lot to scroll through. The other thing I like about the pattern is you can either read the instructions past the German short rows, the bit I'm moving on to now. They either have charted instructions or step-by-step instructions, so whichever you prefer to do. The chart's easy to read and the step-by-step instructions are easy to read and don't take up too much space. I think there's like a page of instructions for shaping for the yoke for my size. I'm doing a size 3, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. my bust measurement usually varies between 94 and 98 centimetres depending on the time of the month. But when I was looking on Ravelry at the project, there were some people that looked like they were definitely smaller than me who had knitted like a size 5, but theirs didn't look very stretched out, and I really like on the sample pictures that the Raglan is quite fitted with a lot of negative ease and it stretches a lot over the bust. I like the way that looks, so I'm just trusting the process. But what I'll probably do is once I've done a decent amount of the increases, I'll try it on to see how it feels. And I think I'm also going to do cup shaping because there's an option for cup shaping. Okay, I've literally just joined the green and I'm obsessed with the way this looks so far. I can't wait to do a few more rows and see how it looks. In the end, I decided to I think I did 18 rows with the first 2 colours total, so that's including the German short rows. The chart, the way it's written, I think implies that you do 14 rows of the first 2 colours if you're working a 3 colour pattern. But I decided to do a couple more just so that I've got a few rows of the pink and purple at the front of the top. But yeah, I think you could basically just do it either way because ultimately all it's going to affect is how long my purple stripes will be at the back. But that's one of the good things about this pattern is it does kind of allow you a lot of freedom. You can also do as many colours as you want. Okay, I've done a few more rounds of the green and it's looking really good. It's hard to show you because it keeps twisting in on itself. Yeah, it looks really good. I'm sitting in my knitting room where I like to work on sunny days and it's so warm in here. And look at this little sun baby. She's so happy in the sunshine. Oh, sorry. This cat would literally just sit in the sun all day if she could. You're currently in a plant pot, so don't mind if you can see the dead thyme next to you. I am currently sat in the garden working on the rumble raglan. It's now Thursday and I don't think I've knit this for a couple of days, definitely not since Monday, just because I've been kind of busy with work. This is where we're up to now. I've just finished the first 14 rows of the green colour and then cast on more of the pink, which is taking over the purple stripe now. It's now Saturday morning and I think I've made quite a lot of progress. I am almost done with this section of pink and green, and then the green's going to turn into purple next, so then we'll be back to this colourway. In a minute, the green kind of looks too dominant to me, but I think as soon as I add in the next purple and pink stripe, then I'll start to be able to see the full way that the colours are working out. Yeah, I've made quite a lot of progress on this. I'm still on the increases, obviously. There's a lot of increases. I think I need to transfer onto a bigger cable now because I'm pushing it. See, I just dropped a stitch. But yeah, made good progress. But just wanted to show you the way the colours are working out. Okay, so I haven't actually worked on the rumble raglan for about 4 days, I think. Yeah, so I got distracted on Sunday and decided to cast on the doppio sweater. My sister's knitting one and she was going on about how it's a really nice knit and it knits it really fast, and I was wanting to use some of the yarn I bought from East Anglia Yarn Fest because it's really soft and I just wanted to feel what it felt like to knit with it. So I cast that on and then basically have just been focused on knitting that. But it's really hurting my hands. It's a really fun knit. It works out really fast and the pattern's really good and really well thought out. But the 6mm needles really hurt my hands. So I'm having a little break from it for a couple of days just because I can feel that it's not good for my hands at all. And I always get really paranoid that knitting is going to cause me some kind of irreversible damage. And because my job involves working with my hands, that would not be ideal. So yeah, I haven't really worked on the rumble raglan, but I've switched back so I can give my hands a break from the 6mm needles, and I'll just show you where we're currently at. So I've just moved on to the pink and purple. So I'm now going to get my first like actual repeat of two colours together. So that's exciting. I think I'm probably going to be splitting the sleeves in the not too distant future. It's hard to tell because I'm using quite a short cable, but I refuse to switch to a larger one if I am going to be splitting the sleeves soon. But yeah, it looks really cool. I'm happy with how it's working up. Okay, so I actually didn't get that many rounds done the other day when I was knitting at the park, but this is what it's looking like. I just wanted to show you now it's got the second stripe of purple and pink because I think it's really good to be able to see how it's actually working up now that that repeat's come back in. I think I only have about 8 more rounds before I'm going to split for sleeves. I could be wrong. I think that's right. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do any today because I just went and got my nails done. Look how cute they are. Got little crosses on the thumbs as well. But it did take quite a long time and I'm going out this evening, so I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do any more. But my plan tomorrow is just to have a chill Sunday and make a bit of a dent in this, at least get to the point where I'm splitting for sleeves because I just want to wear it now. So it's actually been a hot minute since I recorded anything about the rumble raglan, just because I've had quite a lot of wrist issues. Basically the whole month of April, my wrist has been suffering really badly, and it's probably related to tattooing, but obviously knitting could be exacerbating it, so I've been a bit careful and really slowed down my knitting. Just tried to knit for not as long periods and not as frequently, and especially if I've had like work the next day, I've been avoiding knitting late into the evening. So progress has been kind of slow, but I have made significant progress since the last time I spoke about this. So I've basically almost finished the body at this point. I think I'm going to try it on in a minute. I think I need one more section of the purple and pink, and then I'll do the pink ribbing, and then the body will be cast off. And because I'm going to keep the sleeves quite short, I think I'm going to do kind of like cap sleeves. I think basically I'm not too far off done. I really wanted to get this finished before I cast on something new because I know now that I'm at the point where I'm finding it tedious. So if I were to just cast on something else now, this would never get finished. So I am committed to finishing this first. I have really enjoyed the knitting process, but as soon as I get round to just doing stockinette in the round, I find it quite boring anyway. I think the most engaging part of the pattern for me is following the instructions and keeping track of my rows and stuff. So as soon as I'm past that and I'm just basically knitting something to the length I want it, I just kind of lose interest a bit. But I'm trying to stick with it. But yeah, my hands are not happy about all this colour switching. So I am ready for it to be over, I can't lie. Okay, so this is how it's looking at the minute. It's sitting about an inch above my belly button currently. So I have a few more rows left of this colour section, and then I'll be moving back on to the pink and purple. And I think with the pink and purple added on and then the ribbing, that should bring the length to just about an inch below my belly button or slightly past that, and that'll be just right, I think, for what I want in terms of length. I'm really happy that it worked out that way because it means that I don't have to disrupt the colour chart at all, because that will just be working in pattern and it will finish the same as it starts at the top. One thing to note is I did do the short row shaping for the bust shaping that's optional in the pattern. I did the first size. So as you can see, the section of purple and green at the back is shorter than it is at the front. So the pattern calls for 14 rows of each colour combination at a time. I think this is slightly over 14 rows at the front. I think I ended up doing about 18 maybe, and then at the back obviously it's significantly shorter. I wasn't actually sure how I wanted to approach that, and the pattern didn't really offer any guidance on how to adjust the colour chart for that, but I think because the next section continues to use green, which is quite bright and dominant, I don't think it's too noticeable, and I was more concerned about it looking correct at the front. So I'm happy that I did the short row shaping. I almost just skipped that bit because I thought, well, it's just a negative ease pattern, it's stretchy, so will I really need it because my boobs aren't huge? But I am really glad that I included it because you can see the way the this section here, for example, sits is quite straight, like it's parallel to the floor, so obviously I needed that extra bit of space. And yeah, it doesn't feel like the top's going to ride up or anything at the front, which is really good. So I would say if you do have boobs, it is worth doing the short row shaping. It's not complicated or anything if you're happy with short rows. But yeah, I'm happy with the fit actually. And in terms of the sleeves, I think I'm probably just going to do, depending on how much ribbing it calls for on the sleeves, probably just do a little bit more of the purple and pink and then do ribbing, because I just want quite short, kind of like cap sleeves. The sample pictures, I think, mainly have quite long sleeves that come down to around here, but that's just not really my style, so I think I'm going to keep them quite short. But yeah, overall happy with the way it's looking so far. It's feels a little bit, I don't know, kind of scrunched and tight at the neckline currently, but I think that's because there's nothing pulling the sleeves down at all. So once they're knitted and it's blocked, I feel like it will, soften up that. I've just got this random bit on this side that seems to be scrunching. But yeah. So I finally finished the second sleeve of the Rumble Raglan last night. So I'm officially done with the knitting of this. So it's just blocking and weaving in the ends left. It fits really well. I have tried it on. The only thing is I bound off a bit too tight. So it's a bit of a struggle to get it on at the moment, but I'm hoping I can still get it on. So I'm hoping that once I've blocked it, it will just give it that tiny little bit of extra stretch that I need. But yeah, I'm really happy with the fit of it. I can't wait to see how the stitches relax after blocking. I did do quite capped sleeves. They fit really nicely. And I can't remember if I already said this, but I did do cup shaping. I did the size 1 cup shaping, so that's just some short rows in the bust to add some extra material if you have a larger bust. And yeah, I made a size 3 and I was a bit worried about that, but actually doing the bust shaping has made it fit just right, because usually I'm a bit in between sizes and I usually size up. Obviously I didn't want to with this because I wanted it to fit nice and snug. So yeah, we'll definitely not skip out on the bust shaping if you have a larger bust, because it's worth doing. So I have to go out now, but when I get back I'm going to weave in the ends and block this, hopefully today. Oh, also the other thing is it did not use very much yarn at all. So of the yarns I used, I have this much left of the pink. I was going to weigh it, but my scales ran out of batteries, so I need to find some batteries. I have already weighed these two though, so these two I have about 46 grams of each left, so that's great. I basically used half a skein each of these, and I think this is probably like 15 or 20 grams, I don't know. So I would say this is a great project. If you have some individual skeins of yarns you want to use up, maybe think about incorporating them into a Rumble Raglan, because you don't need more than, well, it depends on the size obviously, but yeah, like I said, this is the size 3 and I've used not even a full skein of any of the colours, so it's definitely something to think about if you have some really nice yarn but you only have one skein of it and you're trying to find something you can do with it. If you have a few of those different yarns, you could use them to make a Rumble Raglan. And then I think I'm going to use the leftovers to make some cute socks. So I was thinking about making some socks with ruffle hems in both green and purple. But I think I should have just enough to do a pair in each of these colours, which would be really cute. And then this pink, maybe this could be, if I don't have enough for one of them, this could be like the toe and the cuff. So yeah, anyway, I've got to go out now, I'm rushing, but when I get back later I will weave in the ends and block it. So it's actually been a couple of months since I finished and blocked this, but we had an unusually warm start to the summer in the UK, so I just couldn't wear it. It's now the end of July, it's finally a day cool enough, and this is the finished product. I really like it. The only thing I need to do is I need to redo the bind off because I did it a bit too tight. But other than that, really happy with how it turned out. Yeah, thanks for watching if you got to the end of the vlog. Basically, I just wanted to share my experience knitting this because there were so many different sizing options and shaping options and stuff that I thought it might be useful to someone. So hopefully it was useful, or hopefully you just enjoyed watching me ramble about knitting. I'm going to go record a knitting podcast now because I haven't done one of those for ages either. And then hopefully that will be up before this one is. So please go watch it if you haven't already. And thanks so much if you subscribe to my channel.